Okay, so get this.
Mm-hmm.
We're diving into this ancient Indian ritual bath,
Okay.
and it sounds absolutely incredible.
Wow.
Golden urns, waters infused with flowers, deities decked out in jewels,
Sounds amazing.
and it's all described in this excerpt from the Brahma Purana.
The Brahma Purana.
Yeah, a sacred Hindu text.
Okay, cool.
Talk about setting the scene.
Right.
But it's got to be more than just a spectacle.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what's going on beneath the surface here?
Well, what's really fascinating is
Huh.
how the text emphasizes the experience,
Okay.
engaging all the senses
Right.
to create like this really profound connection with the divine.
Hmm.
It really speaks to the immersive nature of these rituals.
I mean, that makes you wonder
Yeah.
if this intense sensory focus,
Mhm.
is it something unique to Hinduism?
Oh, that's interesting.
Or if it taps into something more universal
Right.
about how humans have sought to connect with the divine?
Yeah, throughout history.
Like, is this something that we see pop up in different traditions?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
And something to keep in mind as we unpack this.
Yeah.
Now, one key concept you need to grasp
Mm-hmm.
to understand this ritual is darshan.
Darshan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It means seeing and being seen by a deity. And
Okay.
it's a cornerstone of Hindu practice.
Okay. Darshan. Seeing and being seen.
Mm-hmm.
So is that why the text focuses so much on the visuals? Like the platform, the decorations, the crowds.
Yeah.
It's all designed
Yeah.
to make the deities visible.
Yeah, to make them visible.
Almost like a performance.
Exactly.
Right.
But think about this.
Yeah.
The concept of darshan, it isn't static.
Okay.
It's evolved over time
Gotcha.
with different schools of thought
Mm-hmm.
within Hinduism,
Right.
interpreting its significance in various ways.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this ritual is giving us a glimpse into not just one belief,
Right.
but a whole spectrum of interpretations within Hinduism.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
focused on this idea of visual connection with the divine.
Precisely.
Right.
And to add another layer,
Yeah.
the ritual takes place on a very specific date, the full moon of the Jyesta month
Okay.
with the Jyesta constellation.
So like this timing,
Yeah.
it's not arbitrary.
No, it's far from arbitrary.
Okay, so why this date?
Well,
Is it just an ancient Hindu calendar thing? Or is there more to it?
there's definitely more to it.
Okay.
The full moon has always held
Yeah.
a special significance
Right.
for humans across cultures in Hindu tradition.
Yeah.
It's seen as an incredibly auspicious time,
Okay.
amplifying spiritual energies,
Interesting.
and Jyesta itself.
Jyesta.
Yeah, which falls around May, June,
Okay.
marks the beginning of the monsoon season in India.
So you've got the full moon,
Right.
which is already a big deal.
Right.
And then you add in the start of the monsoon season,
Exactly.
a time of renewal, fresh starts.
Mhm.
It's like they stacked the deck.
Yeah. To make this ritual extra potent. Exactly.
Right.
And it's not just the timing that's carefully considered.
Hmm.
The text describes a wide range of participants,
Okay.
from Brahmins,
Yeah.
who are the priestly class,
Right.
to Shudras,
Mhm.
who traditionally occupied a lower social standing.
Okay.
And it's not just social classes.
Mhm.
There are householders, ascetics,
Yeah.
all sorts of people coming together.
This inclusivity feels significant.
Yeah.
It's like this ritual is saying, hey, no matter who you are,
Right.
what your social standing is,
Doesn't matter.
you're welcome here.
You're welcome.
You have a role to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're picking up on a crucial point.
Okay.
This inclusivity
Hmm.
might reflect the broader Hindu concept of dharma.
Dharma.
Yeah, or duty. It's the idea that everyone has a role to play,
Okay.
a path to follow,
Mm-hmm.
and that this ritual,
Yeah.
in its own way, acknowledges that.
Dharma, duty, but also like a personal path. I'm curious,
Yeah.
how much does this idea of dharma really factor into the daily lives of modern Hindus?
That's interesting.
Is it something they actively think about?
Yeah.
Or is it more of a
Is it more of a,
psychophysical concept?
That's a question worth exploring.
Yeah.
But before we get too sidetracked,
Okay.
let's get back to those sensory details you mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah.
The text goes all out
It does.
in describing the sights and sounds of this ritual.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking conch shells blowing,
Well,
drums and cymbals crashing, women singing,
it's like a
Vedic hymns being chanted.
a full-blown orchestra.
It's like a full-blown orchestra.
It's a deliberate creation
Yeah.
of an atmosphere of celebration
Uh-huh.
and reverence.
Hmm.
This isn't just a bath, you see.
Yeah.
It's an act of devotion,
Okay.
a way to honor the deities.
And the text really emphasizes this idea of devotion.
Yes,
Doesn't it?
it does.
Like, this isn't just going through the motions.
Yes.
There's a real heart behind it.
Yes, and that heart is bhakti.
Bhakti.
Yeah.
Okay.
The love and devotion
Mm-hmm.
directed towards the divine.
Okay.
Bhakti is a powerful force in Hinduism,
Gotcha.
and this ritual seems to be an embodiment of it.
Okay. So we've got the sounds,
Yeah.
the devotion,
Mhm.
but the visual description is just as vivid.
Yes,
The platform is all decked out.
right.
The deities are adorned with jewels.
Decked out.
And huge crowds are gathered around.
You can practically
I can practically see it
see it happening
right in front of you.
right in front of you.
It's wild.
Don't forget the flowers and the fragrant incense.
Oh, right.
It's truly a multi-sensory experience
Yeah.
designed to inspire awe and deep devotion.
It sounds like it would be completely overwhelming.
Right.
In the best possible way.
Yeah.
But this is just the buildup, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the main event,
Okay.
the ritual bath itself.
Yes, the Abhishek.
The Abhishek.
The text mentions bathing the deities
Okay.
with sacred water
Mhm.
infused with flowers.
Interesting.
It's a powerful symbolic act.
So what's the deeper meaning behind this Abhisheka?
Well,
Is it just about physical cleansing, or is there something more to it?
it's much more than just getting clean.
Okay.
Abhisheka is about purification and renewal.
Hmm.
For the deities, yes.
Okay.
But also for the devotees themselves.
Gotcha.
The water is seen as washing away impurities
Mhm.
and negativity,
Right.
both physically and spiritually.
Interesting.
And those flowers, they're not just for decoration.
Okay.
Their beauty and fragrance symbolize offerings of love
Hmm.
and devotion.
So it's a physical act
Yeah,
with a deep spiritual purpose.
exactly.
But get this.
Yeah.
The text says the water used in the Abhisheka,
Uh-huh.
the water that's bathed the deities,
Right.
is believed to have special powers.
Oh, wow.
People think it can grant all sorts of benefits.
That's right.
Really?
This water is considered prasad,
Prasad.
a blessed offering,
Okay.
imbued with divine energy.
Wow.
It's a tangible way
Okay.
for devotees to connect with the sacred
Hmm.
and receive blessings.
It's like a souvenir,
You could say that.
a reminder of the ritual and the divine presence.
Right.
But it gets even wilder.
Oh.
The text also says that just seeing the deities during this procession
Okay.
grants immense blessings,
Whoa.
equivalent to performing charitable acts and pilgrimages.
That's the power of darshan, remember?
Right, Darshan.
It's not just about passively seeing. It's about actively connecting, creating a channel for divine grace. In Hindu belief,
Yeah,
simply witnessing the deity
right.
can have profound spiritual benefits,
Wow, so just being present,
right?
engaging in that visual exchange with the divine
Exactly.
can be just as powerful
Mm-hmm.
as performing good deeds.
It makes you think about how
It really does.
different cultures throughout history have
Yeah.
developed unique ways
So
to
true.
connect with the divine.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And this deep dive gets even more cosmic from here.
Wait, it gets even bigger than this.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Because the text goes on to describe a gathering
Yeah.
of epic proportions.
All right, I'm all ears.
Yeah. So imagine this. A celestial parliament
Okay.
convenes with deities
Oh, wow.
as diverse as time itself,
Time itself.
gathering to witness this sacred act.
Really?
It's breathtaking, you know?
So it's not just about the people on the ground
Yeah.
experiencing this ritual.
No.
The Brahma Purana is saying
Yeah.
that the divine realm is also tuning in.
Exactly.
Wow.
The text mentions all sorts of celestial beings, sages,
Right.
and even personified concepts like time and death.
Time and death.
It's as if the universe itself
Wow.
is holding its breath, acknowledging the significance of this event.
It's like this ritual isn't just happening in one place
No.
at one time.
No.
It's rippling out across the cosmos,
Right.
drawing in participants from all levels of existence.
You're getting it.
It's wild.
And this cosmic gathering really highlights
Yeah.
the Hindu concept of interconnectedness.
Right.
Everything is woven together.
Yeah.
The earthly realm, the celestial realm, abstract concepts.
Right.
It's all part of the same
Wow.
grand tapestry.
That's such a powerful idea.
Yeah.
It makes me think,
Mm.
is this interconnectedness just a philosophical concept?
Mm.
Or does it have
Right.
practical implications
Mhm.
for how Hindus live their lives?
Right. That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one that deserves further exploration.
Okay.
Let's focus on this particular ritual for now.
What?
Remember how we were talking about the water from the Abhisheka, the ritual bath?
Yeah.
The text refers to it as prasad.
Right. Prasad.
Yeah.
The blessed offering. It's more than just water at this point.
Precisely.
Right.
Prasad can take many forms.
Okay.
From food to flowers.
Okay.
Even water, like in this case.
Right.
But what unites all forms of prasad is the belief that they carry the divine essence of the deity.
So it's like a little piece of the divine that you can take with you.
You could say that.
Right.
And the act of consuming or using prasad is a way to connect with the divine on a physical level.
Cool.
It's not just a mental or emotional experience. It involves all the senses.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it connects back to that emphasis on sensory experience we talked about earlier.
Right.
This whole ritual is about engaging all the senses, creating a truly immersive experience.
And speaking of senses, let's not forget the visual element.
Okay.
The darshan.
Yeah.
The text states that simply seeing the deities during this procession is equivalent to performing various charitable acts and pilgrimages.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, it is.
So just by showing up
and
witnessing this ritual, you're racking up some serious karmic points.
It speaks volumes about the power of darshan in Hinduism.
Right.
Remember, it's not just about passively looking. It's about actively connecting with the divine through that visual exchange.
So it's almost like that act of seeing, of witnessing, is itself a form of worship.
Exactly.
Like a way to receive blessings and deepen your connection with the divine.
And it's not limited to this particular ritual.
Right.
Darshan is central to temple worship in Hinduism, where devotees go specifically to see and be seen by the deity.
It's like a spiritual check-in.
It's like checking in.
Making sure those lines of communication are open.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
Now to circle back
to something we touched upon earlier. Remember how this ritual is open to people from all walks of life?
Right, yeah.
That inclusivity links back to the concept of dharma.
Right, dharma, duty, path, righteous conduct. It's a pretty loaded term.
It is.
Yeah.
But at its core, dharma is about living a life that is aligned with your true nature and your role in the universe. And this ritual, by being accessible to everyone, reinforces that idea that everyone has a dharma to fulfill.
So it's not just about personal piety.
No.
Dharma has a social dimension as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about fulfilling your responsibilities within your family, your community, and the world at large.
It makes you think, what does dharma look like in the 21st century?
That's interesting.
How do we, with all our modern complexity, navigate that idea of duty and righteous conduct?
That's something worth pondering.
That one. But for now, let's return to the Brahma Purana. And this extraordinary ritual.
Right.
The text doesn't just describe the participants and the actions.
Right.
It also recounts a beautiful passage where the assembled deities praise Krishna.
Yes, Krishna. Yeah. One of the most beloved deities in the Hindu pantheon.
In the whole pantheon.
What kind of praise are we talking about?
Just empty flattery.
Okay.
The deities highlight Krishna's various attributes, calling him Jagannath, the Lord of the universe, and acknowledging his role as protector, preserver, and destroyer.
Well, that's a pretty impressive resume.
It is.
It sounds like they're not just praising Krishna, but also affirming his power and his central role in the cosmic order.
You're right. And they even reference his various avatars or incarnations, highlighting his involvement in different cosmic events.
So it's like they're telling the story of Krishna through these praises, reminding everyone of his significance in the grand scheme of things.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this focus on Krishna's multifaceted nature reinforces the Hindu belief in a divine reality that transcends human comprehension.
It's like they're saying, look, we can't possibly grasp the totality of the divine, but we can try to understand it through these stories, these attributes, these different forms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a key takeaway from this deep dive.
Okay.
This ritual, with all its layers of meaning and symbolism, is ultimately about humanity's attempt to connect with something far greater than ourselves.
It's about grappling with the mysteries of existence.
Yes.
Finding meaning in the face of the unknown and celebrating the beauty and interconnectedness of it all.
And that's a universal human impulse, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Regardless of our cultural background or religious beliefs, we all share that longing to connect with something larger than ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Well,
we've unpacked the ritual.
We have.
Explored the symbolism.
Yeah.
We've touched on some big philosophical questions. What's the final takeaway for our listeners?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one we'll delve into
in
the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore the lasting impact
Gotcha.
of this ancient ritual and consider how its lessons might resonate in our modern lives.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so we're back.
Yes.
For the final part of our deep dive into this ancient Indian ritual bath.
The ritual bath.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Sensory overload, cosmic gatherings, the very nature of the divine.
It's been quite a journey.
It's been a wild ride for sure.
It has.
But now that the dust has settled, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
That's a great question.
What can we learn from this ancient ritual that might resonate in our modern lives?
Well, for me, one of the most striking takeaways is the power of ritual itself. This elaborate bath wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It was a way for people to actively engage with their faith. To express their devotion and to seek blessings.
Yeah, it's like they weren't just sitting on the sidelines, passively believing.
No, not at all.
They were stepping into the arena, so to speak. And participating in something bigger than themselves.
Exactly. And that act of participation was heightened by the sensory richness of the ritual.
All those sights, sounds, fragrances, even the taste of prasad, all these elements combined to create a truly immersive experience.
A full body experience.
Yeah, it wasn't just about understanding the ritual intellectually. It was about feeling it on a visceral level.
Absolutely.
And that brings me to another crucial takeaway. The importance of community.
Yes.
This wasn't a solitary ritual. It was a communal event that brought people together to celebrate, to worship, and to connect with something larger than themselves.
It's that collective effervescence.
Yeah, so it's not just about individual piety. It's about shared experience. That sense of belonging that comes from being part of something bigger than yourself.
And I think that sense of belonging is something we all crave, regardless of our background or beliefs.
That's a fundamental human need.
Absolutely.
To feel connected.
To have a sense of purpose, to know that we're not just wandering aimlessly through the universe. And this brings me to what I consider the most profound takeaway from this deep dive.
Okay, what's that?
The human need for meaning and connection. This ritual, with all its symbolism and grandeur, points to our deep-seated desire to transcend the mundane, to connect with something divine, to find meaning and purpose in our lives.
It's about looking beyond the everyday.
Yes.
Seeking something that inspires awe and wonder and finding our place in the grand tapestry of existence.
Exactly.
It's a pretty ambitious undertaking.
It is a pretty ambitious undertaking.
Wouldn't you say?
But I think that's what makes us human. This relentless pursuit of meaning. This yearning for connection with something greater than ourselves.
And what's so fascinating is that this yearning takes different forms across cultures and throughout history.
Absolutely.
So even though this particular ritual might seem foreign or ancient to some of our listeners, the underlying impulse, that desire to connect, is something we can all relate to.
Exactly. And I think that's a powerful and hopeful message.
I agree.
It reminds us that despite our differences, we share a common humanity, a shared longing for something that transcends the limitations of our individual lives.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
All right, I like it.
We've seen how this ancient ritual used sensory experiences, symbolism, and communal gathering to create a powerful connection with the divine.
Okay.
Now, I'm curious, what are some ways that we, in our modern lives, can tap into that same sense of awe, wonder, and connection?
That's a wonderful question to ponder.
Yeah.
The answers will be as diverse as our listeners themselves, but I think it starts with being open. The possibility of something greater than ourselves, whether that's through nature, art, music, acts of kindness, or simply quiet contemplation.
It's about seeking those moments that make us feel small yet connected.
Yes.
Humbled yet empowered.
Exactly. And remembering that the search for meaning and connection is a journey.
It is.
Not a destination.
Right.
It's about being present, being curious, and being open to the mystery and wonder of existence.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
On this deep dive into ancient Indian rituals.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Yes, I hope so too.
And until next time, keep exploring.
Yes.
Keep questioning and keep seeking those moments of awe and wonder that remind us of our place in the universe.
Our place in the universe.